We're live on YouTube, live on Rumble. Good afternoon. Welcome to This Day in History, aka TDH. I'm Xander, you, and we will be joined by the Golden Loon here shortly. Today is, Friday's Day, aka Friday, March 13th, 2026, the second Friday the 13th we've had this year in just 3 months. This is getting concerning. Anyway, this show is about interesting and important events that occurred on this calendar date throughout the annals of recorded history, starting with the year 222. Roman Emperor Elagabalus was murdered alongside his mother, Julia Soaemias. He was replaced by his 14-year-old cousin, Severus Alexander. I think we covered this yesterday or the day before. I remember reading something on that. Moving on up to 607. 12th recorded perihelion passage of Halley's Comet, and we will be talking about that astrological body later on in this episode. 624, the Battle of Badr. Muhammad's Muslim forces won a significant victory over the Meccan army. The Battle of Badr, the first major battle between the Muslims and the Quraysh. And if you'd like to learn anything more about this specific battle, I actually found this video here. And it will be in the underbar of the description section below after this live stream. This will be the start of the underbar collection for this day. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you.
How you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Good. 1323, Siege of Warangol. Sultan Ghiya al-Din Tughluq sent an expeditionary army led by his son, Muhammad bin Tughluq, to the Kakadila capital, Warangol, after ruler Prataparudaya had refused to make tribute payments. He besieged the city, and finally, after a campaign of 8 months, Prataparudaya surrendered on November 9th. I
What kind of payments was he trying to make? Refused to make?
Refused to make tribute payments.
Ah.
So, yeah, I was struggling to read. There's a lot of words there that I just,
Kind of weird.
Yeah. 1567, Battle of Oosterweel. Spanish mercenary troops destroyed a band of Dutch rebels near Antwerp, starting the 80 Years' War.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. What do we got here? In 1639, Cambridge College, Massachusetts was renamed Harvard for clergyman John Harvard.
Really?
Yeah. It used to be Cambridge College.
Oh, I should have kept it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like now, whenever people say Harvard, it sounds like a snooty snoots thing.
Elitist.
Yep, 1656, Jews were denied the right to build a synagogue in New Amsterdam, what would later become New York, but this was when it was a Dutch province.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. 1677, Massachusetts gained the title domain for $6,000. That's a lot of money back then. I mean, it's still a lot of money today, but especially back then. Well, to me it is. 1697, Nujurpen, capital of the last independent Maya kingdom, fell to Spanish conquistadors, the final step in the Spanish conquest of Guatemala. Moving on up to the 1700s here, 1759, 27th recorded perihelion passage of Halley's Comet. I mentioned that earlier, and that's the second time that we're talking about that today. 1778, this one I found personally kind of comical here. France informed Great Britain of their treaty of alliance with the United States. Great Britain responded with a declaration of war against France 4 days later.
Yikes.
Well, that was during our revolution.
Yeah.
So, it's just like, oh yeah, well, we're going to declare war on you. It's like, okay, yeah, have fun having a two-front war. They're already preoccupied, so France was just like, giving them the finger. 1781, William Herschel saw what he thought was a comet, but actually discovered the planet Uranus.
Oh.
He thought it was a comet. 1790, John Martin, the first U.S.-born actor, performed in Philadelphia. Yeah. Actually, it says first American-born actor. And this is 1790. The United States was like either 1791 or 1793. The Treaty of Paris was signed, thus officially making it a country. And I think the fighting ended in 1788. Not entirely sure, because we covered this a couple days ago. It was like the last naval engagement or something. I think it was 1788.
I think it was.
So I'm just wondering, by American born, does it talk about born in the colonies or born in the United States of America? So. See, it's things like this that, make history difficult sometimes. Because, you want the actual fact, right? Like,
Well, they're considering the colonies as America, so he was obviously born
well, yes,
when they were a
but
colony.
yes,
And he was the first actor to come out as an adult, I guess.
yeah,
At least of notoriety. There had to be other actors.
yeah. Well, I'm trying to split the differential, between like, pre-official, post-official, like, that's going to require some time for some other day. 15 participants at the Congress of Vienna declared Napoleon an outlaw following his escape from Elba. I think we talked about him fleeing Elba the other day. 1825, Pope Leo XII published the Apostolic Constitution Quo Graviora, in which he renewed the prohibition on Catholics joining Freemasonry. Oh. That's kind of interesting here. 2 centuries ago, 1826, Pope Leo XII published the Apostolic Constitution Quo Graviora. Actually, we just covered that. So is it 1826 or 1825? We have a discrepancy. It's the same article. I just read that.
Yeah.
That's weird. 1845, Felix Mendelssohn's Violin Concerto received its premiere performance in Leipzig and with Ferdinand David as soloist. 1852, Uncle Sam cartoon figure debuted in the New York Lantern Weekly. Yeah, and actually,
Uncle Sam.
Yeah. Let's see here. I'm going to.
Born, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what this was. This was some kind of something I covered earlier. This was that last Mayan ruin or Aztec ruin.
That's what it looks like.
Looks like today, yeah. And here we go. And now I'm caught up. Uncle Sam. So, yep. 1862, the act prohibiting the return of slaves was passed by the United States Congress, effectively annulling the Fugitive Slave Act of 1850 and setting the stage for the Emancipation Proclamation. Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. 1865 as well, Confederate President Jefferson Davis signed a bill authorizing the use of slaves as soldiers during last weeks of the U.S. Civil War. Bottom of the barrel, man. Hitler did it with child soldiers, like literally, 8, 10-year-old, 12-year-old, out there. Good Lord. 1868, Senate begins U.S. President Andrew Johnson's impeachment trial. And 1 year after that, Arkansas legislator passed the anti-Ku Klux Klan law.
Good.
Struggles speaking today. Yes, absolutely good. 1877, U.S. Chester Greenwood patented earmuffs after inventing them at the age of 15. It makes you wonder, like, how old was he? What year was it when he was 15? So, let's see here. He was born in 1858. This is 1877. So 19?
So 15?
Yeah. So at the age of 15, it was...
That was what, 1858?
He was born in 1858.
Okay, so it'd be 73.
At the age of 53? At the age of 15?
15.
My brain is just not
68,
working.
15.
Okay. So it was a year prior, roughly.
Yeah. Hold on. Okay, yeah, whatever.
Okay, well, you know what?
I'm not thinking right.
Neither am I. I don't know what's going on.
1858
plus 15
10.
equals 1873. You're right.
Okay.
So he waited about 4 years to patent them. That's a great way to get your invention stolen there, bud. Yeah. But look at that. And I think that's a picture of him later on. But they were just a simple cloth pad. They have it right here.
Earmuffs, yeah.
Now they're all big and poofy and insulated and all that
kinds
stuff.
of stuff, yeah.
But yeah, 15-year-old sensitive ears changed winter fashion forever. In 1873, Chester Greenwood was tired of his ears freezing while ice skating in Farmington, Maine. After failing with a woolen scarf that was too itchy and bulky, he asked his grandmother to sew tufts of beaver fur onto wire loops he had bent into shape. Huh.
There you go.
Interesting. Moving on to 1878.
I love stuff like that.
I do too. That's why I do this show. 1878, Oxford University defeated Cambridge University in their first golf match. All right, golf clap. 1881, Alexander II of Russia was assassinated by members of far-left terror group People's Will, who threw a bomb at him in the city of St. Petersburg. Yikes. I think that's... Actually, no. Yeah, that was before the Soviets and all that stuff. 1888, the eruption of Ritter Island triggered tsunamis that killed up to 3,000 people on nearby islands. 94, J.L. Johnston of England invented the starting gate for horse racing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we just have a plain old stock image.
I don't think it looked like that. But
probably not. Most likely not. But still, you know.
Yeah, the idea.
Oh, hey, look, what's coming up? Huh. Did you see it in time?
I just saw a headline.
Anyway, 1897, the San Diego State University was founded. All right.
Oh, okay.
1900, in France, the length of the working day for women and children was limited by law to 11 hours.
Wow.
I wish I could have an 11-hour job now. That sounds nice.
I remember Granddad telling me that the standard workday was 8 hours and a half day on Sunday. That was just Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
That was the way you worked. Now it's 2 days off.
Yeah, well, now you're lucky to have like one part-time job. I've met people that have like 3, 4, 5, like just to fill all the open times that they have, and somehow they make it work. It's extraordinary how some people, you know, make things work. It's just...
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's fine. Anyway, 1901, amidst increasing anti-gambling sentiment, wagering on horse racing is banned in San Francisco, California. Ingleside Racetrack closed on March 15th.
Wow.
So two more days after this. 1903, fall of Sokoto Caliphate in northern Nigeria. British claim supremacy over 500,000 square miles. That is a lot of square miles. 1911, the Colonial-Born and Settlers Indian Association was formed at a meeting in Durban, South Africa, and had its aim to fight the infamous 3 poll tax. What is this 3 poll tax? I'm going to look this up here really quick.
We looked up a poll tax just the other day.
Well, that was something else.
Yeah.
3 poll tax, South Africa. Let's see if this brings it. Bambetha Revolution, 1906. Okay, but that's a whole thing, the Zulu. But like, what is the poll tax? This is going to require some digging that I just don't have time to do on camera. 1912, Bulgaria and Serbia concluded an alliance pact ostensibly against Austria, but it secretly provides for a possible war against Turkey.
Ooh.
That's kind of shady right there.
Yeah, no kidding.
1913, and by the way, I loved your reaction when I was reading up on the VOC about like, you know, the 21-year monopoly and all that stuff, and you know, then you understood just how powerful VOC was.
Yeah.
It's just absolute mad.
Yeah,
like they had the power of government without the legal
without the restrictions of government.
Yes, you know, like
of being a government. Yeah.
And in some ways, in others even worse so now, that's still going on today.
Sure.
Like I mean, like, you know, all the mask mandates, all the, you know, mandates to get the jab, all that stuff. You know, if you want to get your job, the government's not mandating it, but every job's mandating it by pressure of the government. Gee, I wonder what's going on here.
Do you want to lose your job, or you want to get the shot? Yeah, that's terrible. We the people need to take this country back. Anyway, 1913, Kansas legislator approved censorship of motion pictures. 1915, Brooklyn Robins manager Wilbert Robinson tried to catch a baseball drop from an airplane, but the pilot substituted a grapefruit. Oh man, that could kill you.
Yeah, it could.
Baseball could kill you.
Yeah.
What were they thinking?
Obviously, they weren't. 1918. I mean, like, this was you know, not that long after flight. Although you think that they would have figured something out by then.
Well,
that's not too intelligent.
They weren't at 10,000 feet, you know.
Well, if they're not high enough, then that's another reason for concern.
I didn't catch the grapefruit, but he gave me a haircut.
Yay. I have a anti-mohawk.
Yeah.
1918, the American Red Magen David, the Jewish Red Cross forms. Why do they always need their own thing to separate themselves from the rest of the, you know, like they want a Jewish cemetery, they want the Jewish Red Cross, they want the Jewish this. Why are they always separating themselves? What is going on? That's weird. You know?
Well,
like, I don't see Christians asking for, oh, we want a Christian-only Red Cross. I don't see the Islamists saying we want an Islam Red Cross. Why are the Jews getting a special Red Cross? You know, like, why can't they be with all of us? We're a world population.
Well,
it's weird. It's just weird.
Give you a better answer than I can, seeing I'm not a Jew, but
I don't know. Like, you know, it's just, you don't find that weird? You know?
Not really. No, a Jewish cemetery or a Christian cemetery, I find 100% acceptable.
Well, I mean, like, you know, 100 or so years ago, yeah, but like, I don't know.
No, even today.
1918, Leon Trotsky gained control of the Red Army. He still had some kind of power. Yeah. 1920, after the German government was forced to cut off its army to 10,000 men, The military group's plot an unsuccessful coup. A revolt ended by a general strike. The Cat Putsch briefly ousted the Weimar Republic government from Berlin, but it didn't work. But yeah, like they cut their military down to 10,000 men. And, that was part of them getting completely screwed. 1921, Mongolia, formerly Outer Mongolia, declared independence from China. 22, George Bernard Shaw's largest-scale play, Back to Methuselah Part 3, opened at the Garrick Theater, New York City, running for 25 performances. We covered Part 1 and Part 2. I didn't even know there was a Part 3 coming up. And apparently, neither did many other people. It only ran for 25. Yeah. 1923, U.S. inventor Lee D. Forrest demonstrated his sound-on-film moving pictures. All right. So they go to adding audio to video and everything. So, 1925, Tennessee made it unlawful to teach evolution. I want to go back to this 23 article again. Like, something really interesting. Because you remember back in the day with the silent movies... What?
Is that what we're talking about? The Armenian one?
No, the inventor demonstrated the sound on moving pictures.
Oh, okay.
Remember back in the day when they had piano players or something playing? You weren't alive.
Orchestra, right? No.
Yeah, but
no,
back earlier. Oh, you might have been. I don't know. What's interesting about that is. According to, I think Alice is the one who told me, so, take this with a grain of salt. I haven't actually looked into this. Okay. But she said that there wasn't really a script. There wasn't really, you have to play these notes, that note, blah, blah, blah. There wasn't, an accompanying soundtrack made for the movie. So it was up to the pianist's interpretation.
Yeah.
So you can see the same movie 5 times and get 5 different experiences because the audio will be different. Just because the video stays the same, it's amazing what sound does to visual.
Still on silent films, and
yes,
piano orchestra, and that's true. But they did it so many times, you probably wouldn't notice anything different.
Maybe not.
It'd be like any other rehearsal. When the movie first came in, they probably sit the orchestra down, or pianist, or whatever it is, and run through the movie and get an idea what they want to do, and then go from there.
Maybe. 1930, Clyde Tombaugh announced the discovery of Pluto at Lowell Observatory. We spoke about this yesterday, but
I should know that guy's name.
Yeah, you should.
Give me his name again.
Clyde Tombaugh.
Clyde the Glide Tombaugh.
Clyde the Glide. 1933, U.S. banks allowed to reopen after government-imposed bank holiday. We were talking about that at FDR, closing them down to reinstate trust and all that whatnot. We also have Joseph Goebbels became Nazi Germany's Minister of Information and Propaganda. 1935, driving tests were introduced to Great Britain. And obviously, they don't work because they're driving on the wrong side of the road.
Oh, God.
You want to know why you call it driving on the right side? Because you're driving on the right bloody side, chap. 1938, in a process known as Anschluss, Austria was annexed into Nazi Germany. Yep. We also have World News Roundup was broadcast for the first time on CBS Radio in the United States. 1940, Finland-Russian ceasefire was signed, the Winter War ending. Finland gave up Karlishli. As part of the Moscow Peace Treaty after the Winter War. Remember, we covered this yesterday. They gave up about 11% of their total landmass or something like that. 1941, Fons D. Bugun and Cornel Dobra founded AGRA, Amis du Grand Reich Allemand, or Friends of the Greater German Reich, in Belgium. All right.
Almost English.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, that was, this part was in German.
I know.
So... 1943, baseball approved official ball with cork and balata. Oh yeah, here's a map of Germany annexing Austria there.
Oh yeah.
So, and here's the baseball diagram. It's really interesting. When you really think about it, you really do got to consider every aspect. The core.
Yeah. Of course.
How all the materials would react in certain environments and all that jazz.
And you got to make it consistent.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a live ball or a dead ball, that's a big difference.
Yeah. 1943, a failed assassination attempt on Adolf Hitler during Smolstik-Rastenburg fights. close.
Is that when the briefcase saved him?
No, there were multiple attempts on him,
sure
and
there
they
was.
all failed. Unfortunately, It's weird. Like, of all the dictators to not get whacked, why him?
Our history needed it.
Yeah, Nazis. Well, apparently not. Looking around at the world now,
Well,
we're doing the same shit.
We didn't learn our lesson.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
1943, Nazis liquidated the Jewish ghetto in Krakow. Oskar Schindler, with advanced information, saved his workers by keeping them in his factory overnight. Schindler's List. I gotta watch that movie still. Never seen it.
I've never seen it either.
Wow, I'm disappointed in both of us. 1946, Paul Henry Spaak, Belgium Socialist Party, formed Belgian government, then the shortest Belgian government, ending on March 31st. I wonder what's the shortest now.
Yeah.
If anybody can look that up, let us know in the comments section. That'd be great. Get involved in the conversation. 1950, General Motors Corporation reported a record net earnings of $656,434,232 in 1950. This is why I keep saying these corporations, they can afford, to pay people living wages, not entry level, but like.
But they don't make that. Some years they'll lose money. Still got to pay everybody.
Well,
it's not always going to be a golden year.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, overall, he made a huge amount of
when
money.
you're making hundreds of millions of dollars in profit, you can afford, to lose money for a few years before pulling things back a little bit. I don't know.
He already upped the price of the assembly workers, like doubled at what the normal wages were of the day. I mean, people were tickled pink to have those jobs.
Yeah, and so
and even today, the auto industry still pays top wages. So he set the trend. You should be saying hoorah.
No, because everybody's been replaced by robots. There's no human workers.
The auto industry is replaced by robots. You're right.
It's really sad. I mean, at some point, I consider myself a neo-Amish. Like, at some point, humanity needs to draw a line in the sand and say, okay, we're not going farther than this, because we need work too. I don't know. Anyway, 1951, Israel demanded DM, I guess Deutschmarks, 6.2 billion Deutschmarks compensation from Germany. Huh.
Of course, they were broke, but...
Yeah. Freaking... Yeah. 1954, Viet Minh General Vo Nguyen Giap opened the assault on French forces at Dien Bien Phu, northwest Vietnam. The Battle of Dien Bien Phu began with an artillery barrage by Viet Minh forces under Vo Nguyen Giap. Viet Minh victory led by the end of the First Indochina War and French withdrawal from Vietnam.
Whatever gave us the idea that would be a good idea for, I know the domino effect, we did that whole thing.
Well, it was because France were our allies and we had some kind of, it was something.
But they were pulling out, so we said, we'll jump in. What the hell? And we didn't.
I don't know. Maybe it was some diplomatic promise or something.
Good idea.
Maybe it was some diplomatic promise. If you look into the start of the First World War, like all of the treaties and everything, because all of this politics and everything, these countries very rarely ever work together unless they were fighting a common enemy. But for the most part, for thousands of years, they just kind of kept to themselves. All of a sudden, they're working together, and this guy's promising this to that guy's promising this to this guy, so on and so forth. And then, as soon as Franz Ferdinand got shot, this guy declared war on this guy, and then because of this problem, and it turned into this just haywire mess of promises having to be fulfilled. It was just a clusterfuck. So, and then that's what caused the First World War.
Well, look at World War II. How did Stalin get into the mix of all us? Gee, my knees.
Well,
we needed him.
He worked with the Nazis to partition Poland initially,
yeah.
And then Hitler got the brilliant idea to open up a second front with Operation Barbarossa.
No, we should have said good luck, Stalin.
Yeah, well, we should have listened to Patton. Anyway, let's keep on going here. 1957. Bloody battles in Cuba after the student-led Revolutionary Directorate attacked the presidential palace in Havana in an unsuccessful attempt to depose dictator Fulgencio Batista.
Good old Batista.
Yeah,
definitely got overthrown.
Afterwards. This is a photo I found. Just haunting.
Yeah.
I think this is in the presidential palace or something. They obviously got ousted after because they failed unsuccessful. So, 1961, Elizabeth Curley Finn, at the age of 70, became president of the U.S. Communist Party. Yikes. Well, if people are going on about Trump and Biden's age, becoming president. Meanwhile, in 1961, like, the leader of a party is at 70. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but that's young compared to these guys. Biden was 84 or something.
It's only 10 years.
14.
Well, he's 84 now. He was 80 at the beginning of his term.
I don't know what he is now. I think he turned 84 in office.
He was 80 at the beginning of his term because I think he's 4 years older than Trump. He was 80 in 2020, and Trump was 80 in 2022, or something like 79 or something like that.
Trump will be 80 this year.
Okay. Then I think it was 79. They were saying that, I only know this because they were making a big deal about Trump being older than Biden when Biden got in.
Oh.
So, anyway, 1961, Floyd Patterson overcame two first-round knockouts to knock out, what's his name? Ingemar
Johansson.
Johansson.
Yeah.
In 6 in Miami Beach and retained the world heavyweight boxing crown.
Yeah. He was a small heavyweight. He should have been a lightweight, but yeah, didn't last a long time.
Oh.
Sonny Liston, I think, knocked him out or something.
1961, old type black and white notes ceased to be legal tender. In what country, though?
What?
Britain?
Say that again.
Old type black and white notes ceased to be legal tender.
That means nothing.
Well, it means something for some country. Okay, it's saying 61 United Kingdom. So maybe United Kingdom. Okay. Maybe a good black and white tender like, it was before color. Like this here, you see that?
It could have been.
Well, I mean, color printer, it costs money. It's expensive. So.
It's all color now.
Yeah. 1962, Yugoslavia granted 1,000 prisoners amnesty. That doesn't sound too good. 63, 2 Russian reconnaissance flights over Alaska. That sounds very suspicious.
Say that again.
Two Russian reconnaissance flights. I mean, then again, we flew over Russia all the time.
Yeah.
I just don't like it when they return the favor. I don't know. 1963, Turkey threatened Cyprus with an armed attack. Why? What's going on between those two? 64 as well, Kitty Genovese was murdered in New York, prompting research into the bystander effect due to the false story that neighbors witnessed the killing did not help her. That was a false story, but it's a real thing nowadays. There's been situations. Well, I mean, like we saw, that one lady from Ukraine who got brutally annihilated in the bus.
No, yeah.
And all the other passengers just sat there, nothing. That is the bystander effect. Like, guys, if you don't get involved, then, you potentially don't get hurt and you don't have to deal with the police and you can just go about your day. Meanwhile, another human being is suffering in agonizing pain and nobody wraps their mind around the concept that, if the shoe was on the other foot, you would want somebody to help you.
Yeah.
But you couldn't bother to help them.
That's right.
People need to live by their example. 1965, British guitarist Eric Clapton quit the Yardbirds due to the band moving away from traditional blues. Jeff Beck became his replacement.
That's right. I mean, the guitarist that the Yardbirds had, Eric Clapton replaced by Jeff Beck. Come on, those are some of the all-time great blues guitarists.
Are you trying to really show off your due to the audience here? Like, blah, 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 blah.
No, I'm just trying to survive here.
65, the Beatles' 8 Days a Week single went #1 and stayed there for 2 weeks. 68, nerve gas accident in Skull Valley, what a fitting name, Utah, killed 6,000 sheep.
Jeez.
Wow. 1970, 100-year Beehive anniversary ended in a brawl in Amsterdam. Now, I was as confused as you were initially, but I have to thank N.A. Dion for telling me it was the name of a department store in the Netherlands here. But that's all he really knew. So it was some kind of department store 100th anniversary. Why did it end up a brawl? That part's still confusing to me. But at least it wasn't like a bunch of beekeepers suddenly turning violent. That was the first thing that went through my head. Are they hitting each other with honeycombs? What's happening here?
Release the bees.
Not the bees! No!
You know about the bees.
Are you talking about from
our beehive in the front?
Oh no, yeah. I thought you were referring to
Oh, with my phone.
Oh, yeah.
Record that would have been worth
That would have been hilarious. I would have gone viral for sure. But no, like, I thought it was thinking about the Wicker Man when they had him, like, in the cage and they were releasing the bees into the hood thing or whatever. But no, I did get chased by bees once. Anyway, 1973, Syria adopted a constitution. All right. 74, Glenn Turner scored twin tons for New Zealand's first win against Australia, Australoricquin? Like, huh. 1979, European monetary system was established. ECU created. 1980, U.S. John Wayne Gacy received the death sentence in Illinois for the murder of 12 people. Good. 1980 as well, the Ford Motor Company incident was found innocent in the death of 3 women in a fiery Pinto.
Pintos were
death trap. These companies need to be held accountable. They make all this money. They need to be held accountable.
Your not so bright sister had a Pinto. She called it her Pintero. Trying to class it up a bit.
What a silly thing to do. 1982, ABC TV crime drama T.J. Hooker premiered starring William Shatner. 1985, Michael Sekris of the U.S. began 24-hour ride of 516 miles, 427 yards. That's rather specific. I guess that's how far he went in 24 hours. But of what? Like a horse, a car?
I'm trying to figure out what that meant.
Yeah, I'm gonna look this up here. We're gonna be covering that here in a minute. The image I just showed. Oh, it's a bicycle. Okay. Yeah. Okay. 1986, Microsoft had its initial public offering and listed it on the NASDAQ.
Ooh. Yeah. How would you like to buy that? Bought that?
Yeah, that, Apple, Google.
Oh, yeah.
Disney. 1987, sell Disney now. 1987, John Gotti, boss of the Gambino crime family, was acquitted of racketeering. Lucky SOB. 88, Japan's Siberian Tunnel, the world's longest tunnel with an underwater segment at 53.90 kilometers in total.
Wow.
Opened, connecting Honshu, Hokkaido by rail. The Channel Tunnel remains the longest underwater tunnel. The Saiga Tunnel, longest tunnel in the world. So it's the longest tunnel.
Yeah,
but
and the longest underwater.
No, just the longest tunnel. But the underwater section is not as long as the Channel Tunnel, therefore making the Channel Tunnel still the longest underwater section. So, 89, 27th shuttle, the Discovery 8 was launched. First woman to do the countdown.
I don't think I'd be comfortable taking the Channel Tunnel from England to France.
I have my hesitations as well, but is there anything specific?
No, I mean, it just seemed kind of eerie.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
20 miles into it, is this where I really want to be?
Yeah, and then you hear the water. 1989, FDA orders recall of all Chilean fruit in the U.S. We covered something about some kind of cyanide-laced something, grapes or something yesterday. I don't remember exactly what. 1991, Exxon paid $1 billion in fines of cleanup of Valdez oil spill.
Yeah.
Yep. 92, magnitude 6.7 earthquake struck near Erzincan in eastern Turkey, killing over 500 people. Jeez. What else do we got here? 93, Australian federal elections. Australian Labor Party, headed by Paul Keating, was re-elected for a 5th term. 5th term. That is outrageous. 5th terms.
No one needs 5 terms.
Yeah, they need term limits there. I mean, I understand you want people who are experienced, but also you don't want, for the same reasons you don't want career politicians.
Yeah. Because
they know what they're doing. It's a double-edged sword that I'd rather not hold. 93, blizzard of 93 hit northeast USA. It was a storm of the century, dropping feet of snow in many areas. Feet, plural, of snow.
Yeah.
94, a third of voters in Austria voted for the far-right Freedom Party, 33.3% for the ultra-right Freedom Party. All right. 95, anti-fascist Kazakhstan anti-parliament forms. Here we go. I don't like the sound of that. 95 as well, Hungarian forint devalued by 9%. Guess that's their money.
Yeah.
So, 95 as well, Istanbul police shot dead 16 Alawite demonstrators. That's not nice. 96, at Dunblane Primary School, Scotland, 16 children and 1 teacher were, shot dead by Thomas Hamilton, who then committed self-deletion, resulting in handguns being banned in the UK. And look at the UK around you now. Gee, I wonder how the government can oppress you so hard. Oh, I wonder. Maybe it's because, you know, an unarmed populace is a controlled populace. Really ironic for the British to do themselves after doing this to other people for hundreds of years. It's kind of funny, actually. You know, kind of fitting. 96, Sri Lanka defeated India in a Cricket World Cup semi-final as riots stopped playing at Eden Gardens in Calcutta. Oh, Calcutta. Calcutta. 97, India's missionaries of charity choose Sister Nirmala to succeed Mother Teresa as its leader. I didn't realize that she started a little organization or something. I knew she traveled, so, but I wonder if that played into it, because she started priesthoods and everything in the various countries. Yeah. So I guess this might have been one of them or something. I'm not sure. 997, Phoenix lights were seen at night over Phoenix, Arizona, by hundreds of people and by millions on television. It is now a hotly debated controversy. The Phoenix lights. I was only like just 10 years old, so I don't remember them.
I don't either.
I have a very vague memory.
I was older than 10 years old.
Well, by 97, yes. But I'm going to play this. Like, this is what people saw over Phoenix.
And thousands of people across several states,
These are just
including
still images.
Arizona,
Somebody has a video somewhere.
A V-shape. I've spoken to her several times over the captivating speak.
Anyway, like they were hovering over Phoenix.
Thousands of people across several
these
states.
are just still images here. I swear there was a video. Is this it here? No, this is just more images and everything.
Craft arranged.
Well, no, this is the video. Yeah, I can tell.
Triangle.
So there's a video
We're
here.
Talking.
They split it up for this video here, but you can see.
Eyewitnesses were convinced that what they saw was.
So I'm going to include this in the underbar section. Phoenix Lights. It's a very intriguing story to go down. So, for those of you who like ufology and all that stuff, 1999, Evander Holyfield and Lennox Lewis fought each other to a split draw after 12 rounds in one of the most controversial decisions in boxing history. Do you remember any of that?
I remember the two fighters, but I don't remember the particular fight.
99, or actually 2003, the journal Nature reported that 350,000-year-old footprints of an upright walking human have been found in Italy. An article in Nature identified the Chiampete del Diavolo as 350,000-year-old hominid footprints. 1 year after that, Luciano Pavarotti performed in his final opera, Tosca, at New York's Metropolitan Opera. Good old Pavarotti.
One of the great voices.
2005, Bob Iger was named CEO of Walt Disney International, succeeding Michael Eisner. Yeah. How many times does that guy step down and step back up and back and forth and back and forth? The man's a freaking yo-yo. I mean, he flip-flops more than John Kerry, for goodness sake. 2005, Terry Rasmussen shot and killed 7 members of the Living Church of God, including the minister, at Sheraton Inn in Brookfield, Wisconsin, before annihilating himself. What the hell, man?
Oh, man, I don't know.
Yikes. Well, I mean, you're man of God meaning God, so, yeah. 2008, price of gold in the New York Mercantile Exchange hit $1,000 an ounce for the first time. You should remember that. I kind of remember you vaguely, like in 2008, I remember you going off about prices and all that stuff. And that was like around the housing bubble as well and all that stuff, and a whole bunch of other financial. And that was when I was really becoming aware and why I am the way I am now, truly, about economics and everything. And wow, things are not good, So.
Well, I'll go way farther back than that. I remember when it came off, we had a gold standard. $36 for a troy ounce.
Yeah, that's how fucking Nixon got,
never changed.
Final nail in the coffin, but FDR started that crap.
Never changed.
Yeah.
So that wasn't realistic.
Well, we need to be on the gold standard. We need something tangible that we can hold in our hands.
But the price can't be fixed at $36 10 years later. With inflation, you gotta have the value of it keep increasing or decreasing, whatever it needs to do.
I don't know. I'm no economist, but I just don't like the idea of everything just being numbers. Especially with going to crypto and everything, and then everything's going digital. Now all the government has to do to strip you of your bank account is just delete your bank account. It's gone. What are you going to do? Complain? How are you going to get your money back? How are you going to prove it?
I think I'm going to go downstairs and check my bank account.
Yeah. 2012, Encyclopedia Britannica announced that it will no longer publish printed versions of its encyclopedia.
Wow.
The amount of money it costs to print all of those, that's understandable. Although, like, they probably mean for like wide scale use. I'm fairly certain they probably printed an annual thing, just 100 copies a year or something, or maybe more upon request. Well, I mean, to sell in bookstores, you have to print what, 10 copies per bookstore? You know, like.
I doubt that many.
I don't know. 2013, Argentine Catholic Cardinal Jorge Mario Bergoglio, at the age of 76, was elected the new pope, taking the papal name Pope Francis, the 266th pope of the Catholic Church. 2013 as well, North Korea shredded the Korean Armistice Agreement. Yikes, North Korea. What are you doing? Like, you're cutting phone lines, starting nuclear bombs, shredding agreements, shooting U.S. soldiers who are trying to cut down a tree. Crazy.
Sank a U.S. ship?
Yeah, the Cheonan.
Oh. That wasn't the name of it.
No, that was the South Korean ship. Was it a U.S. ship that they sank?
Something like the Pueblo or something like that.
Oh, I think I kind of remember that. Yeah, that was later on, right?
Yeah.
Because you remember the Cheonan incident.
No, I don't.
That was when the South Korea submarine was doing maneuvers and North Korea sank it.
Oh.
And
I do remember that,
yeah. Like, I only remember that because of, this, let's see, Homefront. This intro to this game. It's scary as hell, very outdated, but it's still scary when you put into perspective things. But, like, the very first, and keep in mind, this is the intro for a video game. So, like, this is the very first sequence, if it starts playing here.
And took the live. The torpedo that sunk the Cheonan and took the lives of 46 South Korean sailors was fired by a North Korean submarine.
That was actually a real event. Yeah. That was actually Hillary Clinton really talking. Yeah. It wasn't an actor or anything.
Well, she was Secretary of State.
Yeah. So, but that's I gotta show you the intro. It is chilling. Anyway, 2014, after protests earlier this month, the Israeli parliament voted 65-1 for legislation that ended exemptions from military service for ultra-Orthodox Jewish sedimentary students. Okay.
I wonder who the one was.
I don't know. 2015, Serbian Army Mi-17 helicopter crashed near Belgrade Airport while transporting a 5-day-old baby with respiratory issues, killing all 7 on board. Awful. Rest in peace. And, it's an awful story. But, this is a tragedy, and I don't want people to forget it, Like, there's always awful things in history, and, I don't know if there would have been a way to be more precautious or what, but
people trying to do good lose their life. 7
lives to try to save 1, and they didn't at the end. That's awful. 2018, National Geographic magazine admitted its past coverage was racist and issued to mark 50 years since death of Martin Luther King Jr. Okay, wokey, like...
I don't know what they're talking about. Well, they're admitting something, but I don't know.
I mean, see, here's the thing.
What do they mean by that? They should be more specific.
Well, I find the term racism so absolutely retarded. Like, we're all the human race. How can I be racist against anybody if we're all the same race? That makes no sense. Tribalist, that makes sense. If you're going to accuse me of something, at least give me a correct terminology. Otherwise, you're just looking like an idiot, while being accusatory incorrectly, It just boggles my mind how people just run around with all these words and just fly them around and they somehow get what they want.
But the problem is there are people that think less of a different
Oh, I absolutely know. Yes, I'm not saying there isn't, but I'm saying if you're gonna sit there and just say I'm racist because of the color of my skin, at least call me tribalist and don't be an idiot being an idiot. Yeah, idiot squared. So that's all I'm asking.
Stupidity at the highest level.
That's all I'm asking is at least try to not be stupid. 2018, U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson was fired via a tweet from President Donald Trump. That's hilarious. I could just imagine it. He opens his tweet. It's like, beep, you fired. Oh no!
He was not a good one.
No.
He took another business guy. See, that was when he first got into office. He made lots of mistakes.
2019, Australian, where is it? Australian Catholic Cardinal George Pell was sentenced to 6 years in prison for sexual abuse in Australia. Conviction overturned in 2020. That's suspicious there. We also have Australian cricketers beat India by 35 runs in Delhi to win ODI series 3-2. First Australian team to recover from 0-0, from 0-2 in a 5-match series. Usman Khawaja 100. Adam Zampa 3 out of 46. Woo. And we have California Governor Gavin Newsom announced an indefinite moratorium on the death sentence in the state, saying it discriminates against marginalized communities. Oh, shut up. Look how young he looks, though. Like, you know, he still has a very punchable face. Like, so.
He's got that shit-eating grin.
Yep, absolutely. 2019, a homo civil rights activist, Medgar and Murray Evers, was established as a national monument in Jackson, Mississippi by President Donald Trump. We also have a member of the New York Gambino mob family, Frank Halley, was shot dead outside his home. First killing of a high-ranking mobster since 1985.
Whoa.
All the way to 2019. So that's what, 15 plus 19 years?
Well, plus 1.
What?
What was it?
85 to 2000 is 15. Then 2000 2019 is 19. So what's 15 plus 19? That's 34?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. 34 years. Wow, that was a heck of a streak there. Let's aim for a longer one next time, mobsters. 2019 as well, President Trump's former campaign chairman Paul Manafort sentenced to a further 43 months in jail to add to his previous 47 months. That's a bitch. 2019. Wow, we're stuck in 2019. It was a busy day. U.S. grounded all Boeing 737 MAX aircraft after bans by other countries following the plane type's second crash in Ethiopia. We covered that yesterday when they grounded them all.
Yeah.
Cuban, actually no, this one's not highlighted. 2020, Black Stadium, Breonna Taylor was shot and killed by police officers executing a no-knock warrant on her flat with a battering ram in Louisville, Kentucky.
What?
That makes no sense. I heard about this, but at the same time, like, I've heard that it's partially made up. I'm not entirely sure, but I mean, I wouldn't imagine in 2020, you know, police would make a mistake this massive. I don't know, but
Yeah, move on.
yeah. 2020, Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates stepped down from the company's board to focus on philanthropic activities. Yeah, like, you know, freaking Zika virus and such. We also have U.S. President Donald Trump declared a national emergency, freeing up $50 billion to fight COVID-19, the Kung flu. Oh, and don't forget he expedited the vaccine and everything. So, see, here's the thing. Something people don't realize. Now, first off, nobody ever talks about the fact that he expedited the vaccine. Okay?
I think we're all very aware of it.
Well, I don't see anybody really talking about it, you know? Number one. Number two, he didn't know what was coming, like, and there have been things that have come out since then that, what's his face? Believe the science, you know, freaking Fauci, you know, the freaking puppy fly killer psychopath. Like he was doing weird things. I'm not going to say what the theories are, but I'm just saying that, you know, anyone watching this, go out, look up things yourself. There was a lot of shady stuff going on. So it's either one of two options. Either A, Trump expedited the vaccine completely ignorant of things behind it, which is very concerning for somebody in his position. Why is he ignorant of it? Or B, just as bad, maybe worse, he was not ignorant of it and he knew exactly what he was doing and the planned cause of everything. Like that one football, you know, guy who collapsed on the field. What's his face? LeBron James' own son.
Yeah.
You know, all these respiratory issues, you know? Either way, it's not good. You know, there's more to the world than what we see perceptually. We just got to dig deeper to find the real truth. 2020, Katerina Sakellaropoulou was sworn in as the first female president of Greece amid strict Kung flu or COVID-19 measures. 2022, after a 40-day retirement, record-breaking quarterback Tom Brady announced he will play at least one more season in the NFL with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We also have 2023 vinyl records outsold CDs in the U.S. for the first time since 1987. 41 million vinyls versus 33 million CDs.
That's wild.
According to a new report. We covered that yesterday. Yeah, that is wild.
Still
yeah.
boggles my mind.
Yeah. We also have U.S. House of Representatives voted to force TikTok owner China-based ByteDance to sell the social media platform or face a ban in the U.S.
Yeah.
Well, they still control it. They just control it as a puppet. So we just got to ban all of them. I don't know. Maybe we should just shut down YouTube. Maybe we should go live with the Amish. They probably already had all this figured out. Because, the world around us, it's not turning into something pro-human, that's for sure. Last but not least, this time last year, Donatella Versace stepped down after 20 years as chief creative officer of Italian fashion house Versace, founded by her brother, with Dario Vitali taking over her role. That is historic right there.
It was her brother. I just would have assumed it would have been her father. But
no, brother. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description below for any links that you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. A lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis. We can only bring you a portion between two sources. All this stuff, this entire show, this past 51 minutes, I only read you about 30% from two sources. It is up to you to find the artifacts of our history, but only if each individual reaches out with and for open mindfulness, with a yearn to learn, to see outside of what you think you know, to grow and find enlightenment. We have to find common ground with those who see their opinions differently from our own and find a better way to be better to one another. For your dose of past events daily, we stream at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I'm Xander.
Golden Loon.
And UVRU. Until you catch us next time, whenever it is, wherever it is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Until next time, toodles! And time to check, no comments. So, yeah.